bass. From the ceiling to the basement, I don't feel a thing. Get the fuck up out my face, bitch, I don't feel a thing. Yeah, I'm faded, yeah, I'm shaking, I don't feel a thing. I can feel the bass, I can feel the bass. Distorted records, recorded, distorted records, recorded, distorted records,
What more distorted records do we have?
First things first, I done heard the worst things. Like if I'm in your top 10, mine better be the first name. Out your mouth or even worth saying. Little niggas is my offsprings. They deserve a nigga first name, middle name, surname. From another planet, birthplace. Cloud 9, hello Earthlings. My newest president an asshole. I guess that's why I'm leaving turd stains. My ex used to chill with bad things. All they talk about was bird things. Try to put them on the bad brains. Bird hoes got the bird brains. Everything I do ground break. Big body make the floor break. Big bass make the world shake. Flacco out, here goes an earthquake. I can feel the bass. I can see the fakes. Word to TD Jakes. Word to Pastor Mace and Kirk Franklin. Fuck niggas think I'm about the bank. Count my dollar signs. I'm about my Franklins. I can feel the bass. Distorted records. Recorded, distorted records. Recorded, distorted records. Distorted records. Distorted records.
Cruising down the street with a freak, chopper on the seat, AK with a beam, let it eat, bust it on repeat. Nigga talking tall, but he's sweet. Had to on my heat, I just want it bust on my neck, VVS on my teeth. Put up on a nigga with a scope, make him shake hard. 97 bullets left in this AR, Jumpman, 23 play hard. Sweet ass nigga, you belong in the gay bar. I took your bitch and I fucked her face hard. Niggas talking talk, we pull up to your boulevard. We 50 deep and we bought like 10 cars. Guns on deck and we don't got goals hard. Cruising down the street with a freak, chopper on the seat, AK with a beam, let it eat, bust it on repeat. Nigga talking tall, but he's sweet. Had to on my heat, I just want it bust on my neck, VVS on my tape. Down on my teeth, no bust down. Down man, like a bitch, give a fuck now. Nigga fuck around and get gunned down. She ain't wanna fuck, same bitch wanna fuck now. Bitch wanna take me out the bus now. She gon' give me talk, cause she know a nigga love now. Nigga wanna fuck, get run down. Bitch, I'm in the field, no touchdown. Cruising down the street with a freak, chopper on the seat, AK with a beam, let it eat, bust it on repeat. Nigga talking tall, but he's sweet. Had to on my heat, I just want it bust on my neck, VVS on my teeth.
Lost myself, I'm pale, went greedy, spent money. Ay, hold up, ay, please don't test me, baby, I need it. Lost myself, I'm pale, went greedy, spent my wealth on your dreams just to see this. You a perfect picture, painted vivid, I see it. Please don't test me, baby, I need it. Lost myself, I'm pale, went greedy, spent my wealth on your dreams just to see this. You a perfect picture, painted vivid, I see it. Okay, flip right through the pages. You thought I would make it. Know myself, don't know my worth. I move slow like the Matrix. Wait, now we back to basics. Wipe blood up on my page. Death before dishonor. All my brothers, I wouldn't change shit. Okay, yeah, I'm paranoid. Ay, hear a voice inside my head that ain't no random noise. Full of clips inside my head, I keep it mandatory. Battle toy, okay, go act up, stacked up. I'm on my money, making mix shit. Ricos come my way, I send a dead man like a hit list. No wishes could trick this, no fiction could witness. I'm dead through the day, on my way, I'm sending brick shit. Pressure on my mind, that's all the time. Enemies come get this. Please don't touch me, baby, I need it. Lost myself, I'm pale, went green. Spread my wealth on your dreams just to see this. You a perfect picture, painted vivid, I see you. Please don't touch me, baby, I need it. Lost myself, I'm pale, went green. Spent my wealth on your dreams just to see this. You a perfect picture, painted vivid, I see. Don't love myself, don't trust myself, don't judge myself. Drugs make me tough. Don't love myself, don't trust myself, don't judge myself. pop that. Drink up, I drop that. Drink up, I drop that. Wait, yeah, okay, I'm lost with the demon. While I'm scheming, riding through my wave, little baby, what you need? Fixing all your drug problems, baby, you can see. Judge me if you need this, please me if you need. Ay, please don't test me, baby, I need it. Lost myself, I'm filled with greed. Spent my wealth on your dreams just to see this. You a perfect picture painted, baby, I see it. Please don't test me, baby, I need it. Lost myself, I'm filled with greed. Spent my wealth on your dreams just to see this. You a perfect picture painted, baby, I see it.
Podemos? Me conte um segredo.
Sometimes I can't fuck with your bitch and wanna buy you a flight. Send your image to your wedding house so you can think twice. But then I switch up my emotions, rather be with you than forgotten. I can have this crib myself without you, I get too cautious. And now I'm mad to being alone, thinking about who you fucking with. Never wanted to catch no feelings, not too good with apologies. I was used to being alone, rolling with a few homies who had my back and wanted the best for me. Now I see clearly it ain't enough for me. I wanna fuck, baby, let me get your info. Let me know what you wanna get yourself into. Yeah, I know that you got some daddy issues. But she a nympho. I wanna fuck,
smuggling that spam. It ain't real, my friend. Get out, looking like a fucking fool again. Get out, end up in the fucking pool again. All the blood pour out like a water can. Set it off, can you move? Bonjour, je suis ma, comment allez-vous? I don't give a fuck about you. You so fool, I'm a kid with a little too. I got you, you said please, no echo, cause no it rock. It's so hot, you might get rocked. Project fucking don't you knock, you get the fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. You so fool, I'm a kid with a little too. I got you, you said please, no echo, cause smoke it rock. It's so hot, you might get rocked. Project fucking don't you knock, you get the fuck. Freddy taking off, hit the gear, take it back. Bitch, you know I like it fat. Put that booty on my lap. I'm a stupid motherfucker, ain't the coolest in the world. But the Freddy bout to kill you, bruising it. Bitch, you losing it. Keeping all these bitches on fire. Bitch, you are so nasty, you a motherfucking foul. I've never seen a movie that is called 8 Mile. I will kill a bitch named Kim, it ain't wild. What you mean? You don't know? Hear my name, close the door. You are fucking with the 629 in the bitch, chew it up. Bitch, you are a motherfucking waste, a disgrace. Don't you ever show your fucking face. Wait, speed, though, can you cope with no hope? It ain't cold, it's pure imagination. Use a fucking bitch, now come and test my clip. You ain't fucking shit, it's your imagination. Wait, speed, though, can you cope with no hope? It ain't cold, it's pure imagination. Use a fucking bitch, now come and test my clip. You ain't fucking shit, it's your imagination.
I don't give a fuck about you. You should have moved. I'ma leave you with a little too. I got you eat so it go fucking rock. You get rock. I just don't get knock you. I don't give a fuck about you. You should have moved. I'ma leave you with a little too. I got you eat so it go fucking rock. It's so hot you get rock. I just don't get knock you.
O que você deseja? Já não serve mais pra nada.
Got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah, you know that I'm all in. Got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah, you know that I'm all in. Put the top in the trash and my bitch got her ass. Put her on the first class. I got cash through the dash with pizzazz. Living life to the fullest, bitch you trash. When I pull up, yeah I'm first, never last. I got rocks in my chain, pocket fat. All this drip, yeah on me, bitch I splash. Yeah I'm on it, bitch I'm never going sad. About to blast up, yeah I'm about to blast up. Yeah I'm talking Astro, yeah I'm talking cash up. Hey, about to blast up, yeah I'm about to blast up. Yeah I'm talking Astro, yeah I'm talking cash talk. Whoa, got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah you know that I'm all in. Got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah you know that I'm all in. Got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah you know that I'm all in. Got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah you know that I'm all in. Kicking shit with my bitch, yeah we lit. Every day on the move for the drip. Got your bitch on my dick, she love my fit. Yeah, son. I rock on me, and it's legit. I got the drink, I pull it up and I'ma sip. That's a fact. I hit the road, I'm on the stage, I rock that shit. Yeah, what's up? I'm on my shit. She wanna live. All of these comments inside of my back, oh yeah, I'm living it. Got a bad bitch, she thick it fuck. Money call, I pick it up. All these niggas flexing, yeah, you know that I am rich. Bad bitch, she thick it fuck. Money call, I pick it up. All these niggas flexing, yeah, you know that I am rich. Got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah, you know that I'm all in. Got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah, you know that I'm all in. Got 200 on the dash and I'm moving real fast in my lane. Yeah, you know that I'm all in.
se segure.
Rubber bar, baby shake that ass, shake that pumpkin pie, twin sisters side by side, shake it side by side, twin sisters side by side, shake it side by side, Columbine, rubber bar, baby shake that ass, shake that pumpkin pie, twin sisters side by side, shake it side by side, twin sisters side by side, shake it side by side, twin sisters side by side. Oh, baby, what you mean? Go and shake that ass home for big 4T. If you want some cash home, big ass cheese. Go and shake your ass home like the twerk tease. Yeah, she gon' shake it like a rando. Yeah, to the wall, to the window. Put that ass in reverse, it's like Uno. I'm a big dog, just like Cujo. Sing to that bitch like I'm Bruno. Whereabouts say your bitch, I'm like Bruno. Pop that ass, baby, not too low. Hey, see that ass bitch, just like ooh, roller bar, rubber bar. Baby, shake that ass, shake that pumpkin pie, twin sisters side by side, shake it side by side, twin sisters side by side, shake it side by side, Columbine, rubber bar. Baby, shake that ass, shake that pumpkin pie, twin sisters side by side, shake it side by side, twin sisters side by side, shake it side by side, twin sisters side by side.
Hey, look how this shit drop. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello.
O que você deseja?
Hey. I would never fall in love unless it is some money. And his chains went missing, then he started junking. You front, you ran up and then he started busting. You on the floor with no one else, I guess you started fussing. I would never fall in love unless it is some money. His chains went missing, then he started junking. Who you frontin'? No ran up and then he started busting. You on the floor with no one else, I guess you started sucking. 4-5, and the motherfucking skull put you in the hearse. Louis bag on my waist with my designer shirts. And your homies be the ones that put you in the dirt. Leave you dead, then they go up in your bitch's skirt. Big rock, all my diamonds dance like TikTok. You were faking, all your homies they some flip flop. I got your hoe from the back, she look like Chris Cross. I pop a perk, stack my money down on like Chris Bosh. I don't care about another fucking hater. You the one always asking for a favor. Get the fuck up on my face, I'll see you later. Another year go by and you still work for labor. I don't care about another fucking hater. You the one always asking for a favor. Get the fuck up on my face, I'll see you later. Another year go by and you still work for labor.
Sipping up on the Alizé, bad bitches running and grinding, peeping the Parliament. Gold rings and gold chain and gold rings. Mean coats and telling suits and Cardi frames. Two steps, cause players don't really dance. So breaking nigga pocket by checking dice on them dominoes. Making money, cause money is what I comprehend. Sailor Moon, I see you choosing it from your man. Breaking hearts and locking lips, I don't understand. Bro, we can't do boogie and sip all over this devil can. Lock up at the crib and don't be ringing the phone. Getting loose straight off the handy, my partner's rolling the scope. In the red, test the rose, the steady switching them lanes. Feeling like I'm Tony Montana with diamonds in my chain. Come and lounge at the Players Club, come get a back rub. Feed up, counting money, see the stacks, bro. Pockets filled with nothing but blues, I'm dropping checks. Bring a bottle where you find the champagne, that's to the neck.
I first saw you, you threw me a kiss. I smiled and let it fall. I tried to
sleeping, I'm wide awake, but shit, I'm still dreaming. Cream soda Fago down, still dreaming. They hate on me, I don't know the reason. Finna wake them all up, cause I know they sleeping. I'm wide awake, but shit, I'm still dreaming. I wonder what them cars now. Thankful for these scars now. I wonder what them cars now. I'm thankful for these scars now. Got the kids jumping like it's recess. I just spend the bands and I reset. Reset, reset. I just spend the bands and I reset, reset. Hey, you need to reassess. And I'm counting ends like a motherfucking math test. Yeah, they talk that toxic, but I'm way past it. And she wanna get with me, cause she know I'm up next. Money counter, money counter. Yeah, this shit gon' count with or without her. Money counter, money counter. Yeah, this shit gon' count with or without her. Cream soda Fago down, still dreaming. They hate on me, I don't know the reason. Finna wake them all up, cause I know they sleeping. I'm wide awake, but shit, I'm still dreaming. Cream soda Fago down, still dreaming. They hate on me, I don't know the reason. Finna wake them all up, cause I know they sleeping. I'm wide awake, but shit, I'm still dreaming. Yeah, I don't need her. Shorty, she a tweaker. Swear I don't need her. I was in the bleachers.
Gente, é forte. Se achar que é pago pra mim. Se você deseja jogar comigo, eu vou ter certeza de que começa. Vitória!
I don't wanna put a stick out and bug out. Now she wanna put my dick out and fuck now. Flip my wrist like I'm a bitch now. That bust down, pull up in that 96 Crown with the windows down. I don't wanna put a stick out and bug out. Now she wanna put my dick out and fuck now. Flip my wrist like I'm a bitch now. That bust down, pull up in that 96 Crown with the windows down. Phone calls, but they be sucking my dick cause I've been buzzing and they be fucking on my squad trying to get to the dump. I don't wanna put a stick out and bug out. Now she wanna put my dick out and fuck now. Flip my wrist like I'm a bitch now. That bust down, pull up in that 96 Crown with the windows down. I don't wanna put a stick out and bug out. Now she wanna put my dick out and fuck now. Flip my wrist like I'm a bitch now. That bust down, pull up in that 96 Crown with the windows down.
You okay, Linus?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just, I don't know, I just have like kind of a weird feeling, you know? Like when someone's looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, it's time, we got tech news. I don't know what you're talking about, man. We got tech news.
This is a good look, right? Okay, yeah, tech news. Yeah. A fairly large leak has sprung up concerning AMD's upcoming Ryzen 3 desktop processors courtesy of Russian retailer eCatalog. not to be confused with electronic catalog with a C. Totally different. Listings of a few chips in the lineup were posted, showing a bump of at least 2 cores with multi-threading at every tier. That means that the Ryzen 3 3300X has 6 cores and 12 threads, the 5 3600X has 8 cores and 16 threads, and the Ryzen 7 3700X has 12 cores and 24 threads. AMD is also apparently following Intel's Core i9 branding because they haven't had a bloody original thought when it comes to marketing in their entire existence, and releasing a Ryzen 9 3800X with 16 cores and 32 threads. What? Not only that, but the processor's boost clock speeds are all above 4 GHz, with the 3700X apparently hitting 5 GHz. Now, this is just a leak, don't get excited yet, but AMD's keynote is next Wednesday at CES, so put that in your calendars. Google's Advanced Technologies and Projects Division, or ATAP, unveiled Project Sully back in 2015. The project miniaturizes radar technology so it can detect extremely fine movements made by even small hands like mine. So you could twist a virtual knob or tap a virtual button to control things like smartwatches or speakers, or you could caress a virtual lover. But not yet. ATAP hasn't been able to move forward with the technology because it requires FCC approval in order to use power levels above those currently allowed for these types of sensors. Well, that was then, and this is now. Approval has now been granted. So in addition to potentially revolutionizing the way that we interact with devices, Sully could be useful for all kinds of things, including helping people with mobility, speech, or tactile impairments. And this is all just in time too, because the FCC could suspend operations tomorrow thanks to the US government partial shutdown. So soon we'll all be hunched over our phones, but at least we'll look a little more fancy as we do it.
Like this, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just like that. Perfect.
And we don't talk much about space stuff on this show, but you know what? We're gonna do some space news today.
Space news!
It's like the regular news, but in space. The NASA spacecraft OSIRIS-REx has successfully entered the orbit of the asteroid Bennu after arriving there in early December. Bennu is only 1,640 feet wide, making it the smallest celestial body orbited by a spacecraft. But that ain't the only space rock in the picture. NASA's New Horizons probe has also completed its flyby of Object 2014 MU69, aka Ultima Thule. I like that second name better. It's the most distant object in the solar system that any spacecraft has visited, but more importantly, it's shaped like a half-completed snowman, because it's actually 2 space rocks that are kind of like stuck together. I mean, I didn't think that space rocks could be cute, but here we are. 2019's a hell of a year, isn't it?
Wow!
Now it's time for TikToks, brought to you by Green Man Gaming. Now you might think, whoa, buying games from a man? That's weird. As for a green man, that's even weirder. Humans, they're not normally green, right?
I don't think so.
Anyway, Green Man Gaming is not a green man. It actually works with over 675 publishers to get gamers big savings. Once you buy a game through the site, you get a digital code which you then use to redeem your game through a platform like Steam or Uplay. And with fantastic discounts all the time, like right now, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, 55% off, go, 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 you'll definitely find some games to add to your winter playlist. So check out Green Man Gaming today at the link below. On to the TikToks. Because time's a ticking, right?
That's true.
Apple's Face ID system uses projected dots to map out a user's face. But Sony is doing them one better. They're working on a facial recognition system that shoots lasers at your face, which will apparently make it more accurate and reliable than Apple's tech. And maybe you'll get some cheap vision correction while you're at it.
Yeah, that's
Hey! The Nokia 9 PureView smartphone with its 5 rear-facing cameras has been apparently confirmed by a leak of a features video showing off its photography prowess and Android One software. But this is only the beginning of 2019. By the end of 2019, I expect phones with 2019 cameras. Or I'm out.
Okay.
I'll quit.
Let's do it.
I won't do tech news anymore.
Oh no.
The PewDiePie fan hacking saga continues as the same person responsible for the printer hacks, Hacker Giraffe, has now reportedly hacked more than 5,500 Chromecasts and smart TVs. the devices show a message primarily warning users that they are connected to the internet. But then at the bottom of the message it says, you should also subscribe to T-Series. Wait, have we been hacked by T-Series now?
Oh, what a twist!
Oh no! AT&T made a big deal about launching a limited 5G network by the end of 2018, and they did make their goal. It is in fact limited. You will need to buy a 5G hotspot in order to use it because it is limited to not actual phones because there are no 5G phones. So a Reddit user has now had a chance to test it out, and as it turns out, the speeds are not really much to write home about. They're more like the kind of thing that you would type up something on Reddit and post it about. Hey! So they're pretty similar to 4G, but I mean, come on, the joys of getting there first are, I mean, they're usually more like just feeling good or like a dumbass. And also your wallet's lighter, so you don't have to carry it around.
Always pre-order.
And Slightly Mad Studios, developer of the well-respected racing simulator Project Cars, is living up to its name as the company's CEO Ian Bell has announced the Mad Box, the most powerful console ever built, which will have playable 4K and VR games at 60 FPS when it launches in like 3+ years at a standard plus next gen price. Cool, can't wait. Actually, I can. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, what I will have to wait for as well is more tech news because this one's over. So thank you for watching, and I'm getting kind of like a YouTuber apology video vibe right now.
Oh, yeah.
Just please subscribe to TechLink so that you can have tech news.
Yeah, this is sincere.
This is very sincere. I need get some onions, please. I need onions.
What's up, I'm Destin. This is Smarter Every Day. This is the tip of a bullwhip, and that crack you hear
What do you think, Bubba? What is that?
here is this breaking the sound barrier. My question is why, or how? Like if you think about it, your arm's never leaving your body and something's going faster than the speed of sound in just a few hundred milliseconds and over several feet. That's a big deal.
Okay, now would be an excellent time for me to explain April. April Choi. So April is an engineer first and foremost. I think all this whip business is just a reason for you to explore
fluid dynamics.
Fluid dynamics, I really do. So April on the internet, you may have seen her Guinness Book of World Records whip stuff. She's good with whips. But what's really interesting about April is your brain.
There's something in fluid dynamics known as the no-slip boundary condition. That means air molecules that are right next to this fluffy part stay next to that fluffy part.
And so it's pulling that air with it.
It depends whether or not you're using a Lagrangian framework, which centers on here, or a Eulerian framework that centers on the overall mesh.
That's what I was thinking. I was wondering if it was a Lagrangian or Eulerian framework, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
The first thing we did is create a new tip for the bullwhip and attach it to the whip. And then after that, we set up the camera system.
The way we're getting this shot is using the Schlieren technique, and this is what took us so long to coordinate. Basically, we have a point light source right here, and that light is coming out, it's spreading out, it's hitting this mirror, this parabolic mirror, and as it comes back, what it's doing is it's converging to this point right here. You can see there's the light coming through at the focal point, and then we've got red and green gels right there, and then that's scary. Go watch Derek's video on Schlieren. It's better than this one. We're just gonna show you how a whip breaks the sound barrier. That is unnerving.
After everything was set up, we literally got cracking.
Okay, I triggered. Let's see what it did.
We learned two major things in my buddy's garage. First, a question though. At what point in the whip extension do you think the crack happens? So growing up, I used to play Castlevania a lot. And so for me, it made sense that the crack of the whip would happen at full extension of the whip, because that's what you want to do with the bad guys, right? You want to keep them as far away from you as possible. When we set up the high-speed camera expecting the whip to crack like it does in Castlevania, the shockwave would always enter the field of view before the whip did. Therefore, it was clear that the crack was happening before the whip was fully extended.
So it's cracking way back there.
It's cracking before we think.
I learned something, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
It actually happens as the whip unrolls, not at the end like I thought. And in order to visualize what's happening, we switched from the overhand strike to the sidearm strike. What you're about to see here are two engineers that have researched this stuff, and we're totally blown away because the experiment worked, and we're starting to see things for the first time that we totally didn't expect.
Okay, we are getting somewhere.
The second thing we learned in the garage is there may be a mechanism that's causing it to accelerate just before breaking the sound barrier.
Those strands right there are not in tension. Do you see that?
Yeah, it's chaos.
And then there's this moment
where they all come together.
And when it starts to pull, that's when the initial shockwave starts.
So when it's the collapse.
The collapse is when it happens.
And the drag coefficient is going down.
The fact that we're seeing a new mechanism is a really big deal, so obviously we have to take this more seriously.
We just figured out how whips work. We should totally publish this.
Yeah.
Whip shockwaves have been studied from both the experimental perspective in Germany in 1998, as well as the theoretical perspective at the University of Arizona in 2003. The Ernst Mach Institute paper, by the way, freaking amazing. There's a dude in it that looks like a moose wearing bells and a clown suit. I don't know what's happening. It's actually a great paper. You should totally read it. They talk about wishing they had a faster high-speed camera so they could see what happens at the tip. Also, the paper at the University of Arizona, they try to measure with math the entire length of the whip as it unrolls. They try to describe that movement. But what if we could design one experiment that would do all of this, like all of it at the same time? It would measure the three-dimensional position of the wave as it goes down the whip. It could also measure the tip velocity as it goes supersonic. What if we could do that? And that's exactly what we're about to do. Under the guidance of my doctoral advisor,